You want to know how to get out of a timeshare presentation in 15 minutes or less from the Michael Jordan of timeshare presentations without pulling a fire alarm or committing a felony? Sit back and let me tell you how. So this whole story began in February of 2020 when Holiday Inn called me and said, hey, we want you to come to a timeshare presentation in Las Vegas. You give us $249. You sit through a 2-hour timeshare presentation. We'll give you $149 back and 10,000 IGH points, which is the Holiday Inn points. So I said, okay, I'll do it. Then COVID happened. And they kept giving me extensions. At first, they were like, you have to do it within a year. And they gave me extensions upon extensions. Then in 2023, they said, it's now or never, you got to use it. So I said, okay, I'll use it. And I tried to book, and they're like, we can't get you into our Holiday Inn Las Vegas property, but we can get you into our partner program, our partner hotel, which was the Sahara. And I said, okay. So I went down there, got checked in the Sahara, enjoyed my stay, but then I had to do the 2-hour presentation. Went down to the Holiday Inn in Las Vegas for my presentation. And I went in, I checked in, I showed them my ID, and I sat in the lobby, and I was there for like 3 minutes. And then a woman came and got me, and she brought me into a large room with a bunch of tables, and people were sitting around all the tables talking. And she asked me, do you like to travel? And I said, no, I do not. She said, well, what do you like to do? I said, well, I like to tile. I have a 1970s home, and I just recently got done pulling the bathtub out and redoing the tile surround in the bathtub. So I was really into tiling, and I did all of that from YouTube. It was amazing. I had no background in it, no experience, didn't know anything about it, and I learned everything from YouTube. And I'm very grateful to YouTube for that. And it turned out great, so I was excited about that. So I said, I like tiling. And then I pulled out my phone, and I started flipping through my tiling photos from my job. And then after about a minute of that, I said to her, do you want to see these photos of the tile job? And she looked at me and she says, no, I don't. I do not want to see your photos. I said, okay. So I kept looking through my photos. And then I looked at her, and she sat up upright, and she started scanning the room, and she said, please excuse me for a minute. I said, sure. And I kept looking at my phone, at my tile photos. Then a guy came over, and he said to me, I want to thank you for coming in. Presentation for you is over. We'll get you checked out. I said, okay. And we went upstairs, and they gave me $149 in cash. And they said, well, and then would you like the 10,000 IGH Holiday Inn points? And I said, no, I don't need those. That's okay. And they said, all right, hold on a second. So I waited, and they came back, and they're like, since you didn't take the points, here's another $100 in cash. So effectively, I paid $249 for the hotel, and they gave me $249 back. You hear horror stories online about people saying they were in these presentations for hours, they were beaten up, they felt trapped. Who are these guys? Like, how'd they let this happen to themselves? Idiots. And that's it. I mean, I had a great experience, and I would say if you want to do a timeshare presentation, go for it. Especially go for it if you like to tile. And even more so if you have pictures of that tile job on your phone. Feel free to share those. Are you pissed yet?